Hi. Last week, I talked about a bill that was signed by Connecticut Governor Lamont, creating a task force determining the need for reforms for agencies that provide home care companion services. The first meeting took place on September 30th, and the first public hearing will take place on November 4th. Anyone can provide information or testimony, either in person or virtually, at agetestimony cga.ct.gov. That's age testimony at cga.ct.gov. It's important to know the difference between a home companion agency and a home health care agency. A home companion service provides non-medical basic supervision services to ensure the well-being and safety of a person in their home, such as assistance with personal hygiene, cooking, household cleaning, laundry, and other household chores. The caregiver is a non-skilled person not requiring any education, training, or certification. Connecticut regulations provide minimal general oversight and no oversight into the quality of care, which is obviously the problem. Background checks are mandated, though they do not require fingerprinting, drug screening, or medical exams. Home companion caregivers are limited to providing medication reminders and strictly prohibited from purchasing, dispensing, or handling prescription or over-the-counter medications. On the other hand, home health agencies provide services licensed and regulated by the Department of Health where the agency is located. They provide skilled and trained individuals and include nursing supervision. Caregivers may provide some medically related duties, but medications can only be dispensed by a registered nurse. Background checks for home health care agencies do include fingerprinting. So here are a few tips when looking for a home companion through an agency. There may be some slight differences depending on the state where you live, but here are some general guidelines. Review the agency's contract, which is also called the service plan or service agreement. This is a written document provided by the home companion agency to the person who will be using their service agency. According to the law, it must specify the anticipated scope, type, frequency, and duration of homemaker or companion services that are provided by the agency. Before making a decision, request a copy of the agency's contract. Verify that the contract meets the regulations for homemaker companion agencies, because if it does not, it is not a valid contract. Insist that the agency provide a clause in the contract requiring the caregiver to document all destinations when taking a loved one outside of their home, including time when they leave and time they return. And ask who is going to be responsible for providing the caregiver's food, and make sure the contract clearly documents this. Make sure the contract is fully signed within 7 days of the first service as required by law. Accepting services without a signed contract poses a great liability to you, as you may have no recourse, should there be any issues. So that's Tuesday's tips. And see you next Tuesday for more tips, and hope you have a good week.